Right, welcome everyone. I have been talking for about a minute with my mic muted, but now you can hopefully hear me. Let me just quickly check that. Okay, yeah, you can hear me on stream now, that's good. Yeah, welcome everyone to the season opener of Season 16 in F1 Total. The first round of the season at the British Grand Prix in Silverstone. The venue of the first ever Formula 1 World Championship race. And hopefully the venue of the first race of the season, of one more exciting season on F1 24, before we can move on to greener pastures with F1 25 releasing, hopefully, sometime in May, early June. That's around when F1 24 released a year ago, so I'm reading all dry from Gabri. So no rain reported for today's race. Yeah, I should introduce myself, shouldn't I? My name is Enela Felix One. I'll be taking you through today's race, through the season as well. I should be there for most races to commentate. Of course, you probably know me already from last season, if you've been watching us, or you've been racing with us and are watching the races back afterwards. I'm also the owner of the league, been commentating the esports division, been racing in Division 1, so yeah, you will see my name around on this channel everywhere, pretty much. Yeah, I should be joined later by Jonathan as well, so we'll have a second commentator, thankfully. And we've got a 5-place grid penalty for Guga River before we even reach the first hot lap of position. He has made contact with Kuko, and he's been handed the 5-place grid penalty. I think Kuko didn't get one, so only for Guga River. Yeah, it's worth mentioning, I'm a little bit sick. I wasn't going to commentate today, but I got semi-fit in time. I think my voice right now is fine-ish. I think I sound pretty normal, and hopefully I still feel fit after the race. So yeah, if I go mute for a minute, I probably have a cough attack. Or if you just hear me coughing, that's why. I'll see if I manage to mute myself in time. So yeah, I do hope Jonathan is gonna show up sooner rather than later, so I can save my voice. Because yeah, I don't think I have the capacity today to shout around the way I normally would. But the first lap of the session, we've got Owise already coming down towards Cops here. Of course, it's gonna take it fully flat on F1 24. It's a corner you can take flat easily on this year's game. First and second part of the S is flat as well. A little lift actually in the second part, down to 5th gear for Chapel. The air is open as we go onto the Hangar Straight. And down towards Snow, should be a 6th gear corner. Little tap on the brake, send the car in. All the way out to the white line and then brake at the 100-meter board for the final corner. Club and Vale. And then back onto the Hamilton Straight to finish the lap. For Owise, that first lap of Season 16 Division 2, a 27.317. Of course, visual pole position, he's the first one to put a lap in. Behind him, we've got the VCAB of Sully, last season's Drivers' World Champion, of course. And he puts in a 26.890, half a second faster than Owise. Because we do have a very jumbled up grid today. We've got a lot of new faces in different teams. And 2 teams which I would say are very interesting are VCAB with Sully and Piscivoli. 2 of the main championship contenders last season, with Piscivoli finishing only 2 points behind Sully, with Sully of course being the champion. And then Gabri, he is teaming up with Edwin. Gabri of course only 4 points behind Sully in the standings at the end of last season. They had an almighty title battle, the 3 of them, Piscivoli, Gabri and Sully. And Edwin of course, he won the Constructors' Championship together with Sully. So Ferrari and VCAB look to be our strongest teams coming into the season, as Gabri puts in a 126.5 dead. Almost 4 tenths clear of Sully at the moment in first position. Of course, we have plenty of teams who could be good for a surprise. Can think of someone like Kuko. He is back as a full-time driver now. Of course, he was very fast at the final race in Brazil. He didn't get the result in the end for it, but he was. I'm not sure if he got pole position or if he got second, but he was for sure very quick in qualifying. And then I think had a few incidents in the race maybe. And there's a Williams cutting across the grass completely. That's quite interesting. Yeah, but apart from Guga River, he is a reserve. He's replacing Sean in the Williams today. Everybody else you see on this grid is in their normal cars, and this is the grid we'll be seeing for the rest of the season. Of course, a few guys missing here as well, down to 15 for today, rather than the usual 20. And Kuko goes third fastest with a 27.004. But that's over half a second back of Gabri. So Gabri, I mean, he's looking very quick there at the front. Everybody else in behind, sort of close together, but Gabri with a massive gap to everybody else right now. Now on board with Ossie. He has stayed teammates with Viral, but they've moved from Sauber to Mercedes. The Sauber now having gone to Lanky Brown and Phantom Fox, who have also stayed teammates. Phantom should be joining us shortly as well, if he makes it. We've got permanent yellow flags at 30. I think that's Gabri who ran out of fuel, I think, just as he crossed the line. I think I went onto him and he was already out of fuel. So he is just crawling back to the pit lane. Yeah, there we go. Finally the yellow flags are gone. 7th gear through Cops for Ossie. And down to some maggots and backets. Let's see if he keeps it flat. No, big lift through there. Even bigger lift. And down to 6th gear through Chapel. I would say he's left quite a bit of time on the table there, but he's still up by 7/10 despite that. Previous best a 29.9, which actually is 1.7 seconds off the next slowest car in Action Rig in P8. So he needs a massive improvement here around Silverstone. Silverstone is usually a track where the gaps are quite, yeah, small, because it's simply, I mean, it's just so much of it flat out that the gaps isn't really many corners where you can do anything wrong. And Ossie goes 7th fastest, 27.515. And once again, the two teammates, Ossie and Viral, they were really close together all season, last season already. And that trend seems to be continuing. They're 7th and 8th right now. Nothing seems to separate them. We've got Desi and Pisivoli on runs at the moment. Pisivoli going all the way over to the left hand side to avoid that bump on the racing line. His teammate Sully, at the moment he's in 2nd place. 26.890, the fastest time, 26.500 by Gabri. And that's the sort of area Pisivoli will be aiming for, of course. He already had a podium in Division 1 on Saturday. So, promising signs for him there. He's going to be hoping to replicate that pace, because that would surely be enough to compete at the front of Division 2. Fully flat through Maggots and Backets into Chapel. There we go, Phantom Fox into the lobby. That's a 103.263 middle sector, which is very strong if I remember correctly. Of course, it's a purple sector as well, according to the game, but the way purple works, he's actually only being compared to Action Rig at the moment, because you get compared to the 2 cars ahead of you, yourself, and the 2 cars behind you. But Pisivoli invalidates. I believe as he came through Stowe, must have gone over the white line, and that's the lap ruined, and he doesn't have enough EIS to go for another lap, and I don't think, yeah, he doesn't have a fuel either, so that's Pisivoli. With no lap time for the moment. 9 minutes left to go. We're just over halfway through qualifying. Alright, my apologies. I'm back. I think you can imagine what just happened. Yeah. Pisivoli then with no lap time on the board as we go into the last stage of qualifying. Phantom Fox now in control of his car as well there. So we've moved up to 16 drivers for today's race. Guga River currently 5th fastest, 27.136. Just over a 10th down in the first sector. That's not a great start to the lap for him. We've got Edwin on a lap in behind him as well. He's down by 2 seconds in the first sector. So he's definitely abandoned the lap already. Pisivoli, of course, back to the pit lane, so we can stay on board with Guga River. There's no one else worth looking at right now. Fully flat through Corps, of course. A bit wobbly it looked. So that could have cost him 2,000, just losing a bit of exit speed there. fully flat through Maggots and Beckets. Down to 6th gear, send it over the curb into Chapel. Use some overtake onto the hanger straight. Still down by just over a tenth. So unless he has some time to fight in the final sector, not looking like an improvement for Guga, which will keep him in 5th place. But he is going to finish a lap at least. Breaking down to 4th gear. And onto the Hamilton straight. Has he been able to improve in the final sector? He has not. He did gain a 10th in the final sector, but it's not enough to improve on the overall lap time. Meaning he stays on a 27.136 and 5th position. Edwin going for another lap, and we can have a quick look at his fuel. He's got enough fuel to actually finish this lap, so that's good news for him. Gabri right behind him also starting laps, so both Ferraris on flyers now. It's currently 1st and 4th for the Ferrari drivers. So a very good start to the season for them here in qualifying. They are both quite far up there. But I'm sure especially Edwin, he wants to be a lot closer to his teammate. At the moment he's almost 6 tenths back. And he's no one to change that. Almost 1.5 tenths up in the first sector there for Edwin. Have a quick look at Gabri's sector time as well. He is up by almost 1.5 tenths as well on an already majorly impressive lap. Sully is also out on track now. And just coming towards the end of the one here down the Wellington straight. And he's going to hug the outside line there. He's not avoiding that bump on the race. 952 thousandths down in the first sector for Sully. So yeah, no improvement for him. At least in the first sector. Edwin having to lift through Beckets and then into Chapel he goes. The is enabled. He's almost up with 3 tenths there, so a really good lap from Edwin coming in here. This should put him well clear of Sully and Kuko if he brings it over the line. Gabri up by almost 2 tenths in the middle sector as well. And with the gap he already has, he's about to go well clear at the front of the field. So, Edwin coming across the line. That is a 1:26.856 and he goes second fastest, but he lost a bit of time in the final sector. Gabri coming over the line. He's going to put in a 26.320, half a second faster than his teammate in second place right now. Sully goes back to the pit lane, he's not going to finish the lap. We've got Bazooka also on the lap at the moment, 103.713 middle sector. Hasn't put a lap in yet, which means he's currently down in last position. But any sort of lap time will put him into at least P11. Since Charlie, PC, Olympics, Phantom, Lanky Brown and Bazooka all have not put in any hot lap at all. Yet. With 5 minutes left on the clock. Bazooka goes 8th fastest, 27.318. Just ahead of the 2 Mercedes boys. Kukro starting his lap now. Currently sitting in 4th place, 27.004, just under that 126 barrier. So far only Sully, Edwin and Gabri have been able to break under the 127s into the 126s. But Kuko is knocking on it for sure. Even the tiniest of improvements will get him there. And there he goes, he's already up by over 10 from the first sector. So a very good start to the lap for the Red Bull man. I think he's aiming for second place at least here. 1.5 tenths separating himself from Edwin in P2. But 7 tenths separating him from Gabriel on pole position, who is right now looking, yeah, well clear at the front of the field. Into Maggots and back as he goes. Keeps it fully flat. Down to 7th gear. Get the car rotating in over the curve into Chapel. And Dia is enabled, staying on the inside line there, hugging the track. White line. Almost 2 tenths gain, or just over 1.5 tenths gain in the middle sector. Traveling as little distance as he needs to, of course, staying as far inside as possible on the flat out sections of the track. And into the final few corners. Is he going to shortcut up the 4th gear? No, keeps him in 3rd, floors it. Has used all his EIS and up to the line. That's a 26.572. And that is indeed 2nd place for Kuko. 2.5 tenths off Gabri. 3 tenths almost ahead of Edwin. In the meantime, Desi has improved up to 7th place, I think, at some point. And he's on another hot lap as well. Viral just going over the line, jumps into 9th ahead of his teammate, who is not gonna answer on this lap, but he's about to start one more lap here. So we can stay on board with Desi, who's invalidated, coming through Maggots and Beckets. That's really unfortunate. Just as I go on board with him, as he was on what looked like a good lap, he has unfortunately made a mistake, and this lap will not be an improvement on his previous best. He should get back into the pits and out one more time. It's a very long pit lane, but I think he should make it. Kuko, Viral, Aussie, I think, are done in terms of getting another lap in. Of course, Aussie's on the lap right now, so he will finish this lap, but apart from that, all the cars who are out on hot laps, or who are out on track and not on hot laps at the moment, should be done with qualifying now. 2 minutes left to go, so the cars in the pit lane need to get a move on if they want to make the line one more time here. See a Ferrari and a Williams, I think, are coming out the pit lane. And that looked like a much better Maggots and Beckets for Aussie than we saw earlier. And he's up by a 10th, using some overtake down the Hanger straight. Into Stowe he goes. Braking just after 50-meter board. Stays just about within the white line. And braking just as the curb on the right-hand side begins. Gets the car rotating onto the apex really nicely. And up to the line for Aussie. That's going to be a 1:27.268. 8th fastest for the Mercedes man. Just over a minute left to go now. Fred Owise coming up to the line is the first one to start now into these final runs. Right behind that, Sully. He's one of the contenders for, well, I'm not sure I would say pole. He's 5/10 off Garby. It's a massive gap. But he's one of the top guys in the lobby right now. So we need to have a look at him. Garby and Kuko have stayed in the pit lane. They will not be improving. So the top two have not even gone out here at the end of qualifying. And only have got Edwin, Sully, Guga, Owise, Aussie, Bazooka, PC Woody, Pix, and Lanky Brown. No lap time coming in from Phantom Fox either, as well as Charlie. Although I think Charlie disconnected. I tried to re-invite him. Not sure if he's able to rejoin. He hasn't messaged or anything. Has he messaged in the stream chat maybe? He has not. I think I sent him an invite, so he should be able to get back in, hopefully, for the race. Edwin has also started his final run now. And he is gonna be gaining 38,000 in the first sector. Meanwhile, Sully coming to the sector 2. He's up by almost, or just over 2.5 tenths there. We've got Owise, he's invalidated, up ahead of Sully. So he will not be improving on the 27.225 he said previously. Despite being, I think, a 10th or so was up in a minute that I wouldn't have saw correctly. And Sully coming into Club and Vale. Onto the Hamilton straight. For the last time in his quali session, 26.960 does not improve. He made a mistake in the final sector somewhere. Lanky Brown coming over the line. Pix jumping into P11 with a 27.864. Then Lanky Brown, he is gonna go into 12th, 28.168. PC Wooly on his one and only flying lap of qualifying. Edwin down by 3/10 will not be improving. Google River hasn't validated. Bazooka up by 3/10 and a purple middle sector. He is looking to knock on the 126s here. Get himself maybe to that top 5. Just him and PC Wooly still going now. And Bazooka comes into the final few corners. And he jumps into 5th place, 27.135. PC Wooly in behind him. He's gonna go into 2nd place, that was, I think. Yes, P2 for PC Wooly right in the end. Jumping up all the way from last to 2nd. 26.507 it says on the wheel there on the left-hand side of your screen. And now we have it. And it's a grid penalty for both Kuko and Gugarura, which will change the order of the grid massively. Drops Kuko to 8th. Or to 7th actually, I think, and Gugarura to 12th. But yeah, here we have your grid. Garby followed by PC Wooly, then Kuko qualifying in 3rd, but he will drop way down the field. Edwin in 3rd, Sully in 4th, then Bazooka, then Owise, then Gugarura, no, then Kuko, I think. I've lost, no, we'll see. Owise, Desi, Aussie running in the top 10 in qualifying, then Ryle in 11th, Pix, Lanky Brown, Action Rig in 14th, Charlie and Phantom without lap times in 15th and 16th. Unfortunately, I am still alone. Jonathan has not turned up yet. This is starting to get worrying for my voice. So here we are then, loading onto the grid for the Silverstone Grand Prix, the British Grand Prix. Looking to have 26 laps of racing around the Silverstone circuit. I'm expecting mostly soft medium or medium soft strategies. The hard is quite a bad tire around here. The pit loss is also about 30 seconds, so yeah, drivers really don't want to be too stopping or anything of the sort. That would be yeah, race over essentially. You're not going to make up an amount of time like that. So if you have yeah, wing damage at any point, you need to make sure that you go to a tire that can go bring it to the end. But here we are. 5 red lights ready for the race start here in Silverstone. Gabri on the right hand side, PC on the left, and it's lights out and away we go. And I think PC reacted better than Gabri, but Gabri on traction beats him down towards turn 1. Edwin actually attacking PC, but not possible around the outside into turn 1. He actually has to look backwards towards Sully, who has to look up the inside into turn 3. And Sully is gonna claim third place, or is he? Yes, he has to try and go around the outside now, but he's able to do so with a beautiful exit. In behind, Kuko battling with Bazooka over 5th place already, coming back from that grid penalty that he had to serve coming into this race. So Kuko now trying to go around the outside into Luffield. Bazooka has the advantage, but oh, he does move all the way around the outside. Bazooka holds on to 5th place. Aussie now with a nice run on Kuko. At the front, Gabriel looking pretty well clear of PC over here. And Aussie has indeed gotten past Kuko up into 6th place. But all clean on the first lap. Didn't see any wings flying, no cars in the barrier. That's absolutely what we love to see. And a quick look at the tyre graphic. We've got PC, Edwin, Kuko and Google River on mediums. Everybody else has started on the soft compound. And we're about to see a swap here between PC and Sully, the two teammates, it looks like. Yep, swapping places. Sully moves up to 2nd place, PC drops to 3rd. It makes sense. Sully on the softer compound of tire, he's going to be quicker in the opening stage of this race, and maybe he can stay in contact to Gabri, whereas PC didn't look like he could. We've got a lot of battling coming on in the background. That's Charlie, Google River, Actionwreck, I think, who got caught up in something. Charlie also looks to be on AI here. So yeah, I don't think he's actually gotten back into the lobby after the disconnect he had. And Gabri has actually managed to break DRS to Sully behind. DRS already enabled, so every car behind Sully is going to gain on him here. He's not going to gain on Gabri, that's really unfortunate. He's also very low on ERS already. Gabri took very good advantage of that period where PC was the one chasing him out on those medium compound tires. And he's, yeah, built a bit of a gap, which Sully now has to try and close. Get back in contact with Gabri and keep this race open. In behind, always putting a lot of pressure on Kuko, of course. Kuko on the mediums. He's gonna have a slow start into this race, but it will come towards him later on. Same goes for PC, Willie and Edwin. And the same goes for Google River in 14th. Right now we've got one big train from 2nd to 14th, from Sully to Google River. Charlie just about outside of DRS range, and Gabri just about outside DRS range to Sully as well. But no massive moves happening just yet. People are staying rather patient, which is nice to see. Fast up the race from Gabri. He extends his lead to 1.5 seconds. Might be time that PC, Willie and Gabri, PC, Willie and Sully, sorry, start working together here to try and catch back up. Some DRS swapping could be what they need to get back into DRS range to Gabri. Of course, they do have to worry about Edwin in doing that. He might try and get involved, lock them into a battle, and allow Gabri to just drive away. Because Edwin looks pretty quick right now. He's, yeah, not leaving a whole lot of breathing room for PC Willie here. Oh, and Sully with a mistake! Sully with a moment of oversteer there, and he drops all the way to 8th place there. And maybe even 9th. No, Desi doesn't have the run on him. But he did have a look. And I think Sully just dropped it. Coming through Brooklyn, coming through Luffield there, sorry, I should say. I should know the Silverstone core names, that's embarrassing. but a slight mistake like that and Sully drops from 2nd all the way to 8th. That is a massive, massive loss for his race. I did have the car names correctly, by the way. It was Brooklands coming into Luffield. Edwin with the overtake on Pisivoli moves up to 2nd place on track now. And 1st place in this massive DRS train. And Sully with a lot of work to do to get back up to where he was. First target for him is always, but he also needs to look behind to Dodge Desi because he has used a lot of the ERS to try and catch up to Gabri, which now he's missing that ERS to try and move back through this train. So he's going to be stuck here, down here in 8 for a while, I think. Although Ovice, he is off somewhere. And he rejoined, there we have him. He's going to rejoin in 14th place, that's really unfortunate for him. I'm not sure what happened to him, if he also dropped in on traction like Sully did, or if he made contact with someone. Either way, there's also a break in the train now, the 2 Saubers. 2 seconds back from DC Viral in 9th. And look at that, Aussie with a run on Bazooka. Down into Cops. That's gonna be quite a risky maneuver. Aussie has a look up the inside, and he clears the Alpine, coming into the corner. Aussie moving up the 4th, Bazooka dropping down towards 5th position. As Pisivoli is practically pushing Edwin through the S section here. At this point, Gabri a full 3 seconds ahead of these lot. He has gained a lot of time in the last few laps. And look at all of that as a 3-way situation brewing, I think, to Bazooka, Kuko and Desi. But it all ends boring in the end, they all stay where they are. Swap between the Saubers, Lanky Brown getting past Thunderfox, using the DRS there. Lanky Brown now into the point-paying position, Thunderfox down to 11th. And we've got another ghosting car there, Desi with a moment coming through rail. And he drops down to 9th behind Raul and Sully. Sully now on the back of Kuko. Raul also having a look up the inside. And look at Aussie, he has joined the battle for 2nd place here. Bazooka has dropped out of DRS range to the top, P2 to P4. Aussie breaking away from the Alpine man, who was not on the train forming behind him of Kuko, Sully, Viral and Desi. Thunderfox and Lanky Brown closing in as well. And look at these 3, Pisivoli, Edwin, Aussie, so close together right now. Aussie making very good use of those soft tires while they're still fresh. Expecting pit stops around lap 11 from the soft and the medium. Sully made the move on Kuko coming into the S section, and now he's the one practically pushing Bazooka, carrying through Magazine Beckett. He should have a nice run on him down towards Stowe and can maybe move up into clean air. That's what Edwin is doing up ahead as he makes a move on Pisivoli. And there we have it, Sully coming towards the outside of Bazooka. Can he go all the way around the outside into Stowe? Does he have the grip for that? He's gonna try and hang it around the outside as side by side, down into Vale. 3 riders, Kuko gets involved as well, backs out of it. And Sully outbreaks Bazooka, who tries to stick a nose back into the final corner. But it's not possible for Bazooka. Sully is completely cleared. Viral and Kuko banging wheels, coming onto the Hamilton straight. And they are side by side down to Aberley. Viral on the inside line. Kuko moves all the way around the outside. Switches to the inside for turn 2. Back to the outside for turn 3. Viral braking earlier though as Kuko moves clean around the outside. Viral tries to have a look back around the outside into turn 4. And I think finally, yes, Kuko with the better exit has, cleared him. Though, he has to cover the inside. Viral now is going to try the outside down into Luffield. And he tries to hang it around all the way around the outside. Doesn't have the grip. Kuko clears him, and now Desi trying to get involved. But I think we finally have a bit of breathing room to welcome Jonathan.
Hello.
You joined at the worst possible moment there, as we had a massive battle brewing. I think it hasn't stopped yet, actually. Desi now with a run on Viral into Cops. And they're going to be side by side into Maggots and Beckett. Viral trying to hang it around the outside, switches to the inside, and he is going to clear the Red Bull. Beautiful defense put up by Viral, and he hangs on to 8th place.
PC really going for P2.
Yep, swap the front for 2nd position. Gabri now 3.6 seconds clear. He's taking great advantage of all this battling.
Has anything major happened?
Sully had a little wobble, which dropped him from 2nd to 8th, and he's been trying to come back from that. That's about it. Apart from that, just good battling. Gabriel cleared the train on the first lap, while PC Wooly was running in 2nd. Then Sully made a move on his teammate, tried to chase after Gabriel and just couldn't get back into DRS range. Luca River now side by side with Phantom Fox.
Charlie and Action Rick at the back by pace damage.
Charlie's on AI, Action Rick had a crash. And Sully with disconnect. Running in 5th place, made a, well, I wouldn't call it a complete comeback, but he was on the way. I'll invite him.
I've sent him one now.
While I'm here, I could also quickly invite Charlie, if he's still online. I did invite him back in earlier and he didn't rejoin, so I don't, so yeah, he's not even online anymore. Don't think Charlie's coming back today, that's unfortunate. Damn, and Sully's already down to P11.
Just shows how close Bryn is.
Edwin not going for the move on PC with this lap around. Kuko and Bazooka side by side coming into Stowe. Kuko moves around the outside, but he does go off track. That's probably a track limits warning for the Red Bull man. And look at this almighty train now from 5th to 13th. Well, not for long probably. I think Sully's gonna drop out of that train. We're coming close to the pit stop phases for the soft runners. Lap 8 of this Grand Prix now. Lap 10 and 11, that's sort of the area where most of them should be pitting. And a swap for 2nd place is PC when he's made a mistake. He's in the runoff zone coming out of turn 4. And I think he has held on to the DRS range of Aussie. Just about. Action Rick is in the pits quite early there. So he's coming in for an undercut. And that looks like a wing change as well. Yeah, a wing change and a change onto medium compound tires for Action Rick. Raul and Bazooka side by side through Luffield. There's so much battling going on today. Raul clearing him, and now Desi with a run to the outside into Cops. Surely not. Oh, he gets squeezed off into the grass. Time penalty for PC Woody as well, as he gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So that's his chance of a podium, yeah, very much diminished.
Well, it's still early days, others can get pens.
So yeah, I said diminished, not ruined. Especially with the battle going on here. I mean, the top 4 are breaking away massively from everybody else. I mean, you've got 4 seconds from Gabi to Edwin, and then another 4 seconds from PCV to Kuko. And a 3-second time penalty to Viral now. Kuko making his way through this pack of soft runners. The soft's definitely showing some signs of wear now, and the medium's coming down as Kuko has broken DRS to Viral.
I think the hardest part about the first race of every season is getting used to everyone in new cars.
Yeah.
Like you just get used to it.
Looking
and then
at a
all of sudden it's
Mercedes
different
in the same train as a Sauber, and the Mercedes being DC Raul and also Aussie 3 is just weird. I'm so used to it. Yeah. I'm glad at least Sean and Pix are always in the same car. Nice to have some and Gabri. It's nice to have some consistency. Like, no matter what game or season it is, when I see a Ferrari, I know it's Gabri. Well, or Gabri's teammate.
In this case, Edwin this year.
Yeah. I think ever since his attendance has been good enough to pick Ferrari, he's picked Ferrari every time. And then another disconnect for Sully. That's, yeah, at this point, it looks to be over.
I'll send him one more, but...
Yeah, I mean, he's just... I guess he wasn't able to take control, that's why he's left again.
Possibly, yeah.
So yeah, he's been screwed over by the game now. He has to hope for a safety car. Gabri's into the pits. Lap 9, quite an early pit stop for the leader.
And so is DC Viral. And behind him, someone else was...
Lanky Brown also. So those three going for undercuts.
Early pit stops in Div 1.
Yeah, the undercut gets quite powerful, especially on a track like this, where the DRS train you're in is so crucial.
Yeah.
Like, you can definitely just hang on to the DRS of someone with worse tires and just kind of chill there.
Yeah,
You
like
see
I
him
can
with
only
a
comment
run
from my view.
on Aussie and moves back up to second place.
Oh, but he's coming back.
Very nice defense by Aussie as he tries to go clean around the outside.
And he does.
And he, yeah, pulled off. Beautiful.
Yeah, I saw firsthand how powerful DRS is here on Saturday.
Same, of course. In my case, we had the lobby restart. In the first race, I managed to just about hold on the first lap, starting on the medium and softs, and it was looking like I was in a very good position to win the race. And then in the second race, I didn't hold on to the DRS, and I finished 15 seconds off the lead coming off the race. So that's just the difference. If like on the first lap, if you hang on by 1,000 or miss out by 1,000. It can change your result by 15 seconds come the end, whether you win or finish miles off.
Aussie's right in.
Yep, responding to the undercuts.
Like for me, in the first race I had held onto the DRS train, but the second race, I presume you saw that clip of me going airborne.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. The clip of me going airborne at the final corner on that incident, that took me out of DRS.
That does happen if you go flying.
Yes, it's not recommended to be flying in a physical rather than metaphorical sense.
Well, metaphorical flying right now is Gabri. I mean, look at him. He is already 5.5 seconds clear of Aussie, who is coming out in effective P2. And he's only 2 seconds behind Sully, who's in the back of the train of cars who have not yet made
pits. in control, which is good.
But he needs a safety car from here. Otherwise, well, he's maybe gonna scrap for some points. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because he's miles off this train, and of course they're gonna be, pulling each other along with the DRS.
Sorry.
That didn't sound good.
It's just a fork hitting off the plate.
Ah. So yeah, Edwin and PC are gonna go quite long here on those mediums.
Yeah, we can see at least lap 15.
Yeah, I think around lap 15 is when they would pit. Bazooka with a move on Desi moves up. Oh, sorry, Guga moves up to 4 for Dossi. Does not. The Williams going clean around the outside, and Bazooka admits defeat, goes into the pit lane. Desi and always following him in. Sully staying out for at least one more lap, with Gabri closing in on him.
Understandably, on those fresh tires.
Sully the last one left now on the softs from the start of the race.
I'd say he's just staying out hoping for a safety car.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's what he needs in this race. Might as well just stay out until the safety car does come.
He's about to drop to P6 here.
Yep, Gabri's just gonna leave him for dust surely. He's covering the inside.
He's very much defending it.
Yeah, he really wants to hang on to the lead of the race for as long as he can.
In theory, this is the championship battle on paper that you'd expect.
Yeah, they were the two last season along with PC Woody, so you would think it would be these two again. But look at the exit Gabri just had. I need it. Like the traction difference coming out of left field is crazy. Sully could not.
So much Sully can do.
Sully was about 2 tenths ahead coming out the corner, and Gabri just left him. Swap for the lead.
Lead change.
PC Woody, yep, with the DRS pass on Edwin.
I wonder if Sully will try his best to get back past.
I think he might. And I think he actually has a good chance with the ES he has.
Yeah, Gabri's very low.
He wants to hold up Gabri for as long as he can, it seems. And there he goes, back into P5. The effective lead of the race with everybody else gets.
Thing, it'll definitely be a constructor's thing.
100%. I mean, if we look at the teammate partnerships, the two strongest for sure are VCAB and Ferrari, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the two favorites for the constructors.
3 championship rivals last season, and Edwin, who just missed too many races to be a championship contender.
Yeah, Edwin was alongside Sully last season, and they won the constructors, and that was
Sully
not luck.
Wide there.
Jeez. I think Gabri's getting a bit frustrated with Sully.
I think it's over for Sully.
Yeah, look at the exit of turn 4, you'll see Gabri rocking the way. Yeah, all the low speed, Sully just can't compete. So Gabri leaves him for dead, and I think that should be this battle over finally for Gabri. That he can, look ahead. He's lost a bit of time battling with Sully here, but it should be fine. He had a massive gap beforehand, of course. He's now also putting an undercut on Peaceably and Edwin. The train in behind is also yeah, been disconnected a little bit. We've got Alwise, Pix and Desi there, chasing after Lanky Brown, and another lead change between Edwin and Peaceably.
Only just a break up DRS, I think.
Yeah, so he's gonna get a bit of lap time from that, but he's not gonna be able to attack Gabri. I think this will be the last straight that he has DRS on the Ferrari man. Gabri now finally into clean there, and on his own. Raul and Phantom Fox, they're gonna be battling over 8th place. Does Raul even run? I don't think he does. Stays where he is. Sully isn't in the pits now, so the soft tires, well, I reckon at this point they're close to a puncture, so he doesn't want to risk that. He's gonna go in and get a medium. Very unfortunate for him with the 2 disconnects. Cost him a good chance at some points, even after the mistake he made. He certainly still could have come back to, yeah, I would say a podium. He was in the train for the podium, and the pace he was showing early on, that was certainly possible to recover from. And he comes on the pits in 14th, and yeah, decades behind the next car. Especially in Silverstone terms, a gap of 9 seconds, you're not gonna get that. It's just not happening.
Yeah.
I mean, there's about 3 corners in this track that aren't flat, and 2 DRS straights where the guys in the DRS are gonna be faster than you. So there's just no way to gain time. Peaceably re-overtaking Edwin for the lead.
This is very random, unrelated to anything, and probably the most useless thing that'll come out of my mouth this race. But
High bar.
I find Phantom Fox upshifting quite annoying. I think he does it too quick.
What? Oh, we've got pit stops. Kukro and Guga River. What are they, by the way?
To be fair, I did say it'd be the most useless thing that comes out of my mouth today for a reason.
Okay, let's have a look at Phantom's upshifting then.
I think he does it a little early.
Oh yeah, that's quite early.
And he does it for every gear.
I just saw the shift from 6th to 7th. I mean, you don't even go to 7th normally through there, I think. Oh, that's quite early.
Like, he doesn't let it rev
He's
up.
shifting as it goes blue.
And he goes gear 8 through there.
Okay, he's shifting as if like he's actually paying for the gearboxes. Redline it, please. The gearbox man resets every race, my friend.
I'm glad you at least agree with me.
Yeah, I do. It's infuriating. Why is he shifting so early? Someone's straight line speed lost.
I was on board with him. I don't even know why. And I started hearing. I was
it's
like,
such a
this is
small
no.
thing, but it's gonna cost him seconds over a race distance. Because yeah, he's shifting as if he's actually like in a real race where he has to look after the gearbox somewhat.
Oh yeah, I get it sometimes when you're like quickly at a corner, you gotta upshift. Quickly.
You short shift a bit, or maybe you're fuel saving a bit, but you don't do it the whole race.
No. Another lead change.
That's Edwin coming into pit lane.
Edwin quits. Makes more sense.
So yeah, Edwin with the undercut on Peaceably. Of course, gonna go to soft compound tires.
Probably
this would be quite interesting. He should come out ahead of Phantom, and then he can start chasing after Aussie. And that would be the battle down towards the line for P2. I think Gabri is absolutely gone at this point.
It would take a Gabri bottle for him to bottle this. And Aussie Dry just ahead. Not as much as he'd like, I'd say, considering the tyre difference.
Yeah, 2.5 seconds is not that big a gap. Edwin will definitely be back in DRS range soonish. Have a look at Kukra and Kuka River also right in the middle of this train here. Trying to find their way towards the front of the field. They're probably aiming towards that train of Phantom and Rival.
In more unrelated news, United are drawing with Ipswich Town.
Finding the level, I see.
They're also down to 10 men.
Who got sent off?
Dorgu.
I thought it was more funny. That's just kind of sad. The 18-year-old being sent off. Can't laugh about that. PC really into the pit lane as well now, responding to Edwin's undercut. And that is the last pit stop of this race, or the last regular pit stop of this race. And Edwin is already almost in DRS finish to Aussie, that was quick. Kuka is still stuck behind Bazooka there in 8th position. PC he will come out ahead of Phantom, it looks like. Or does he? Just about. If he had waited another lap, he would have been caught in massive traffic here. But he's lost 4 seconds to Edwin on one lap.
Did I miss something? How's
he lost 4 seconds? I mean, how has he lost 4 seconds to Edwin on one? Like,
yeah.
Edwin had an undercut, I get that, but 4 seconds? As Edwin makes a move on Aussie. The gap between Edwin and Gabri, 8 seconds, with 9 laps to go. He does have a 6-lap tire advantage and softs against mediums, but he's not going to gain a second lap from here until the end, surely. I mean, he did gain a second lap on Aussie quite easily, but he's not going to keep that pace up, and I think gaining a second lap on Gabri is also another ballpark once more. So yeah, I think Gabri's home safe and dry, pretty much. In terms of being caught. Can't see Edwin making that nerf gap in the last stage of this race. Kuko has almost broken into the DRS of Viral in 6th position. So a battle brewing for 4th place there, with PC of course having a time penalty. It's very possible that Kuko and Kuga River with their fresh softs can have a run at 4th position in this race.
I wonder if he just made a mistake on his in lap.
Maybe he just broke really early for the pit lane.
Maybe.
Aussie has held on to the DRS just about. Just about. I don't think he'll have that next DRS straight. So that will release Edwin into clean air, and we could be looking at a Ferrari 1-2 here. In fact, that's quite likely we're looking at a Ferrari 1-2.
Soil. Just like Euro 2021.
And Kuku with a nice run on Viral into Cops, but is he going to actually go for that with the DS on coming up soon? Yep, he's not going to wait. We will see if that comes back to bite him. Yeah, it will come back to bite him, because the DRS is coming up and Viral is not that far away. And Kuku has got absolutely no ERS, so here comes Kuga River. And he's gonna get Viral, and he might get Kuku as well. Oh, just about. Kuku holding on. Phantom Fox now with a 3 single time penalty. And now, Peacevely and Phantom Fox, both with time penalties. Kuku and Kuga River are indeed battling over 4th place now. But 1.8 seconds behind.
Could be hot, yeah.
And always with a moment at the last corner, he's in the grass, jumps over the curb at the final corner, rejoins onto the racing line, and he drops to 12th place there as he just gets passed by Desi and Lanky Brown after rejoining the track and getting back up to speed.
He's still in the train for points.
Yeah, he's still you can still see P10 ahead of him in Desi. So we've got Desi and Lanky, Alwise and Pix battling over the final points paying position. Sully 5 seconds back. He's gaining, but he's not going to run close enough come the end of the race, I think. He's just going to run out of laps there. Phantom Fox has lost the ERS to PC when he's now vulnerable very much to Kuko in behind. Gap at the front down to 6 seconds. Edwin is definitely gaining quick. I don't think it's completely out of the question that Edwin can catch Gabby for the win. But it would need a miracle. Desi with a 3-second time penalty. Of course, running in 10th place, that's going to cost him that final points paying position, yes? Oh, and Viral with a big
Oh,
moment.
Viral.
Yeah. 45 degrees sideways at 200 kilometers an hour. And now
Don't wanna be
Lanky
doing
Brown
that too often.
with a 3-second time penalty. That means always back in the points paying position. Cuckoo has caught Phantom Fox within a second, or has he? It's close. I think he is going to have to wait one more straight for DRS. Of course,
Crucial
Guga
for
could try and take
Phantom to
advantage of
keep her
that.
out.
If Guga can try and pass Cuckoo here before he gets DRS. Oh no, Cuckoo has got DRS, never mind. And that should mean that next straight around, Phantom will be very vulnerable to Cuckoo in behind. But PCBully at least is breaking away from this train. He's also now in DRS range to Aussie. So he should be able to hang on to at least 4th place and maybe 3rd if you can get a 3-second gap to Aussie. Which I would say is very much possible. The soft has a massive advantage over the mediums, it would seem. I mean, look at the gap that Edwin has already built over Aussie. 4.7 seconds, and we saw him overtake him not too long ago. And there we go, PCBully with the run on the Mercedes. He's gonna absolutely go flying past him. And in behind, now we have got Phantom trying to defend from Cuckoo. Boy, that's just not gonna work for any amount of time. Cuckoo immediately pouncing on the opportunity and moving up to 4th place. He can go chasing after Aussie for 4th place on track. And he can maybe have a chance on the podium still, if he can stay within 3 seconds of PCBully. But it's gonna be tough because PCBully has a tire advantage over Cuckoo. So you would think that that gap is only gonna keep growing. It's already beyond 3 seconds. So a tough task for Cuckoo to try and get onto the podium here.
Not impossible though.
5 laps to go, 5 seconds separating Gabri and Edwin. And there's contact between Phantom and Guga River. Guga almost losing it completely, coming through turns 3 and 4. He certainly, thankfully, sorry, has caught that Williams. But he will not be happy about that. He's lost a bit of time in behind the Sauber man. Sully is now actually almost in contention. He's 1.5 seconds back from Pix. Can maybe pick up at P10 in this race, which, well, the fact that that's a maybe is quite sad, given that the pace he's shown today, he would have deserved a whole lot more than that. But that's racing sometimes. You do everything right, and you still get nothing. DC Rowell now with a second 3-second time penalty. Phantom holding onto the DRS of Cuckoo very nicely. So maybe his soft's already showing a bit of wear. Although he's getting closer and closer to Aussie. Always with the move on Desi, moves up to 10th place. They've also dropped Lanky Brown out of DRS range, so Always and Desi now on their own in the battle for 10th on track. With Desi having a time penalty, Always has essentially already won that battle. 4 laps to go now, still 5 seconds separating Gabri and Edwin. So the gap not coming down, yeah, at all anymore. So it looks like Gabri's mediums have stabilized against Edwin's softs. The softs putting on enough wear that the gap is not going to be closing much at all anymore. At least it wasn't on the last lap. We'll see how it develops. But it looks like Gabri is home clean.
I don't think you can ever say that with Gabri. Just to be on the safe side, you shouldn't be saying that.
Sully with the move on Pix, moves up to 13th. 1 place closer to the points. He's chasing after Lanky Brown, Desi and Alwise.
An Alwise penalty, and he has a very good chance of it.
I mean, Raul has a penalty, he's not even too far away from Sully. Alwise and Lanky Brown also have penalties. He might actually already be in the points because Raul has 6 seconds. Yellow flags for Action Rig, I think. Yep, he's had a spin. Rejoins the racetrack. Haven't seen much of Action Rig today, unfortunately. He's been quite far off the field, unfortunately. So yeah, he's just been kind of cruising his own race there down in 15th.
Let me check if what the situation is for Sully's chance of points.
I think he's in the points at this point. Yeah, I think he's within penalty range of Lanky, Desi, and Rival.
No, he needs to gain the 1.4 seconds.
Okay, so it's very possible he gets points.
It's definitely possible, yes. I'll be keeping an eye on it.
Kuko is now in the S range to Aussie. Battle for P4 brewing. Aussie is 4 seconds back from Piscivoli, which means Piscivoli is hanging on to P3 right now. And of course, with Piscivoli having the best tires out of anyone in the field, it's quite likely that that stays the same and he will continue to hang on to that 3rd place. On the hanger straight we go here in the battle for 4th. But I don't see anyone with a run on the car ahead of them. They're all staying where they were. Meanwhile, Always is caught up to Bazooka in the battle for 9th. With Bazooka catching up to Viral, we've got a train forming. Once more. Viral, Bazooka, Always, Desi, and then we have Sully with a move on Lanky around for P12.
And he's actually closed that gap really well.
Yeah, I said it wasn't possible for him to get points, but he has proven us wrong.
Viral.
Oh!
Round.
Viral throws away his chance of points.
Points.
Yep, and he's going to rejoin in 14th position. With only
But actually,
3 laps to
it's not Sully
go.
in the points. Sorry.
That's DC Viral with no more chance of points in this race, unfortunately for him. Was doing quite well, but yeah, one mistake like that and it's all thrown away.
And now you can see the gap for Sully to the points is just 1.5 tenths.
Yep, once he gets within 3 seconds of Desi, he is within the top 10 once more. Kuko made a move on Aussie there for 4th position on track. 5.4 seconds back from Piscivoli, so that's just not going to happen at this point. Piscivoli is well over 3 seconds ahead and he will hang on to 3rd place.
It's 4-way battle to the flag though. Only 3 of them in contention for the position due to Phantom's penalty though.
Yes, essentially Piscivoli and Phantom are battling over 5th and then Kuko and Aussie are battling over 3rd. And Kuko Riro as well, of course.
I wouldn't really do it long.
I don't know why I included Piscivoli. That was weird. Oh, contact mate!
Yeah.
Oh, what a save by Phantom Fox though.
Yeah.
But he's lost a couple of tenths there. He's dropped behind Guga. Always going completely on track coming through Stowe.
F1 2020 season, that car is not being saved.
Yeah, definitely not. Any game other than F1 24 and that car is gone. Maybe F1 23. And same there for that Williams. Look at
big moment for Nico River, big moment.
I thought he caught it and then it went again.
He caught it, then didn't catch it, then caught it, then didn't catch it.
Then it went again. Like,
caught it, then didn't catch it.
That was very F1 24. The car just kept snapping back and forth. It does quite like to do that. So, lap 25 of 26, 1.5 laps to go. Gabri now 4.5 seconds clear of Edwin. Gap has not been coming down for a while. The softs have dropped off a little bit. And of course it's going to put Kuko under pressure as well in the battle for 4th. Aussie, yeah, the advantage might be swinging back in his favor.
I mean, as it stands anyway, this couldn't be a much better start for Ferrari in the battle against VCarb, we'll assume, is going to be their rival. We can't...
It literally couldn't be. They have got the full 44 points right now.
Or do they have fastest lap as well?
Yep, Edwin picked up fastest lap on his way to P2.
Ah, I thought Piscivoli would have gotten it.
No, Piscivoli, I guess Edwin just burned the ES at some point for like a quali lap, because why not? If you look at the... Oh, it's quite close actually, it's only about 40,000 faster than Piscivoli was. But no one pitted for the fastest lap, so I don't think everyone's going to keep it now. Everybody's on the old tires.
Looms when Charlie or Action Rick pulled it out of the bag.
I mean, on 17 lap old mediums would be quite impressive.
Honestly, you're absolutely humping that curb there. Don't really want to be doing that too often.
Yeah, Kuko has managed to build quite a gap from that. And Aussie now very low on the ES. I don't think he's going to be able to make any sort of move on Kuko happen this lap. And of course, as the last lap, so that could be Kuko's P4 secured through that. Well, let's give Garby the flowers he deserves. He's not been shown on screen like once since the race start. He just kind of rocketed away, an absolutely dominant performance from Garby.
He's on hot lap ERS.
And yellow flags! Always, once again! That's really unfortunate. He fought his way back into the points, and then he's in the gravel once again. But your race winner here in Silverstone and your championship leader in Season 16 is Gabri. An absolutely dominant performance. Did not even have competition today, it seemed like. Broke the DRS at the start of the race, never to be seen again. Gabri wins the British Grand Prix, and Edwin is going to bring home a 1-2 for Ferrari, 44 points. Presumably with a very strong third place there as well, despite the time penalty. Kukro hangs on the 4th place against Ossi 3, coming back into the race late on, but it wasn't enough. Guga is going to take 6th place against Van der Fox penalty. Van der Fox in 7th. Bazooka holding on to 8th, both on track and on penalties. Sully, with a comeback to 9th at least, picks up 2 points in this race. Then we have Desi in 10th, Allwise in 11th, Lanky Brown in 12th, Pix in 13th, and then Viral coming over the line in 14th. Action Rigs will be coming out in 15th, and Charlie... Oh, I see, it's close with Action Rig and Charlie right now, who finishes 15th and 16th. But that's been the first race of Division 2. An unusually quiet Division 2 race. I
was just about to say that.
I don't think I saw more than like 5 yellow flags.
What has
no
happened?
cars exploded. No safety cars. It's some good racing. But that's it. And I think Desi just got desynced. Yeah, that's the problem. You don't leave before the race is over. It just kind of screws everything up. But there we go, Action Rigs crossed the line, and we can go through the full race results in a moment, and I can check for the desyncs and see who finished where. Van der Fox got the awarded driver of the day by the game, but I think there's absolutely no way around Gabri today. The pace he showed, quite simply untouchable. And there he is celebrating his race win. Alongside his teammate Edwin, a Ferrari 1-2 to start the season. The absolutely perfect start they were hoping for. And of course that includes Sully down in 9th place, only 2 points for last season's champion. Of course the other championship contender in PC Wooly from last season with a strong 3rd place as well. So Gabri and PC Wooly coming out strong, coming out swinging. Sully, of course, he had a strong race, and that's not taken away from him. The points tally is not going to show that, but yeah, he is not to be underestimated, and he will certainly be coming back from that. We have a very long season up ahead of us. Yeah, here we once again have the full race results. Desi finished in 10th, yes, 1 point to Desi, and everybody from P10 downwards moves down 1 place. So yeah, that has been the British Grand Prix. Any final words from you, Jonathan?
Well, congratulations to Ferrari. I mean, as you literally cannot do any better than that to open off a season. But I do think we'll see VCarb come back at them throughout. I don't think this is a one-way train for them.
Yeah, I mean, 44 points for Ferrari coming out of that first race. Like I said, that could not have gone any better. So, we'll be seeing you next week for the second round of the season in China. Of course, in Division 1 as well on Sunday. The esports division also, of course, coming back this Sunday with the Belgian Grand Prix. So, I hope you're looking forward to that. Hope you will all be enjoying your evening. My name is Endler Phoenix 1. It was a pleasure taking you through tonight's race, and thank you, Jonathan, for joining me. Goodbye.
No problem.